The National Inventory report, to be clear, our emissions in 1990 were 608 megatons. Today, they're 708. We are 100 megatons above the starting line, as the Commissioner shared earlier. To the subject of today, I'm deeply disappointed to see billions of dollars going to large companies with an extremely inefficient $523 per ton reduced. My first question, I think, is for department officials. Could department officials table the companies that received funds, all 17s, and how much each received?
I would suggest that we could submit those to you in writing following the...
Sorry, to the committee.
Yes, following to the committee, sorry, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm also curious, my understanding from the report is that it was actually the Commissioner who calculated the cost per ton and not department officials. Why were department officials not calculating the cost per ton of $7.6 billion going to the highest emitters in the country?
Question was regarding the cost per ton?
Yes, why officials didn't calculate a cost per ton, left our Commissioner to do that on $7.6 billion of money going to the highest emitters in the country?
So we do calculate the cost per ton. We do it mostly on project where there's an actual megaton estimate. So those are all projects that will contribute to our...
I apologize to jump in, just I'm on limited time. The Commissioner in his report says that he calculated the cost per ton. And so did he do that unnecessarily? Was that already done by officials?
Yes.
Commissioner, is that the case?
Our work is necessary and hopefully helpful to the committee, but we are confident in the numbers that we've produced, and the value for money calculations we disclose. We do one with all five, with the 5 that have contribution agreements with commitments, and the 7 and the other 12 that don't. I would expect that sort of calculation to be done by the department and reported to Canadians because it is taxpayer dollars.
I would expect that too. I guess my last question, the Commissioner mentions in his report that the department switched to, quote, qualitative method of assessing emission reductions for certain projects. In my view, emission reductions are a number. We need to know how many emissions are being reduced. What is a qualitative assessment of reducing emissions?
Briefly, please. No.
So, Mr. Chair, under the NZA, there are 3 pillars of investment. Large emitters are the first pillar. The second pillars and third pillars are focused on industrial transformation, as well as the development of the battery ecosystem. For projects like this, the GHG emissions are beyond 2030, and with our work towards 2050 objectives. For these projects, it's very difficult to undertake a quantitative assessment of GHG emissions. So a qualitative assessment was developed for these projects in order to allow us to undertake an assessment of the less direct or downstream GHG impacts. So this includes, for example, a component or a technology that would be included in a new, cleaner manufacturing process or research and development projects.